So welcome back to another video. Today's video is me showing off basically my new bike. It's been six to 8 weeks maybe of waiting for this 2020 Transition Patrol Carbon GX, and I'm more than happy with it now. I say that, I haven't actually ridden it, so today is the first outing, and it's just a local trail. Basically it's Woburn, my local trails. So I've been waiting over 6 weeks for this bike, and that means 6 weeks without riding. So this is my first ride of 2020 and first time on the Transition Patrol. So here is the spec. We've got RockShox Lyric Select Plus on the front, RockShox Super Deluxe Coil Shock. Coils seem to be making a comeback. They seem to be a new thing for trail bikes and enduro style bikes now. It's not new technology obviously, but they seem to be making a comeback over the air shock. 1x12 SRAM GX Eagle, Maxxis tyres, as you can see. It's actually got a bike yoke dropper post on it, which seems to be a bit sluggish. When you pull the cable on the bike yoke, or push the lever rather, the cable seems to get stuck, like it's a bit tight. So not sure how that's going to pan out, we'll see. I swapped out the Kodars straight away for my Hope E3s. These brakes are amazing. They have reach adjust and bite point adjust, which makes it so much better to feel the brakes. It gives you a lot better feel and control. The wheels are Stan's Flow, no tubes, except they've got tubes in, and Stan's hubs. It's a full carbon frame, and it weighs, according to the manufacturer, about 14.7 kilos. So it weighs about 14.7 kilos, which is, I believe, slightly heavier than the Trek Remedy 8 2018 that I had before, despite it being a carbon frame. But we'll see how we get on with that. I don't think it's going to make too much difference. It's interesting that it's got a coil. Coils seem to be quite a growing trend. I'm not sure if that's just manufacturers trying to get on another trend so they can sell more bikes, make it sound interesting and new, quite possibly. There are some advantages to a coil, one being the small bump sensitivity, supposedly makes it a bit more sensitive to the small bumps, therefore the rear tyre or wheel will hug the ground more, which should improve braking and control. The downside of it is, or one of them is weight, slightly heavier, probably 200 grams heavier from what I can make out, and also the spring needs to be ordered to the rider weight. So that spring is for someone who's about 80 to 85 kilos. I weigh 96 kilos, and that's without backpack and helmet and all the rest. So not sure how we're going to get on with that. It might bottom out. If it does bottom out, then I either need to lose some weight, or I need to up the spring rate and buy a stiffer spring basically. But we're going to see how we get on with this 450-pound spring and see. This is the first ride of 2020 on my 2020 bike. Just some mellow trails at Woburn, the Lonslade Trail. I thought I'd start with trails that I'm familiar with, that I know, and that way I can get a bit of a feel for the bike. I've not got long, I've got about an hour, probably slightly less now because I've been taking photos for Instagram and the usual stuff. So yeah, I'm going to get on with this and we'll see how the bike rides. Well, it's freezing cold, it's starting to rain. There are some horses coming off over there. What else can I say about this ride? I have not enough air in the front shock, or not front shock, but rather the front fork. As you can see, I've literally ridden it not far at all. I thought there was enough air in there, but clearly not. So I'm gonna have to definitely get some more air in the front shock before the next ride. I haven't done a drop or a jump or anything on it yet, literally just basically riding it, so not really ideal. The brakes are not bedded into the pads are not bedded into the rotors, shall I say, either, which isn't ideal. But yeah, not the end of the world, I guess. Feels like it climbs well. The coil feels very supportive, surprisingly, despite me being too heavy for it. Also, I guess the steeper seat tube angle makes you feel, well, gets your weight forward more, keep the front down. The tyres feel grippy as well. I'm probably going to do this section, go up here, turn around, then try and fly down this section, get a good feel for it. Right, see how it rides. One thing I've noticed already is how quiet this bike is on the downhills. I forgot to switch the GoPro on a minute ago, but on that bumpy downhill bit, the bike was so quiet. There's hardly any noise at all compared to the Trek, which is not what I expected. I expected, I don't know, it just seems very quiet, so we'll see. It's hard going getting back into it after 6 weeks without riding, Christmas and all the rest. The bike kind of feels, it feels longer but shorter. I think it's because the wheelbase is longer, but the stem's shorter than the Trek, which makes the cockpit feel kind of a little bit more cramped, which is the opposite of what I was hoping for. So as it got dark and turned really wet and windy last night, I decided I'd finish off the video today. Pretty happy with the transition patrol. got a few things that I need to do to it, make adjustments and stuff, which I'll do in the next video. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.